Planner Palooza is back. We've got 3 days of action-packed workshops designed to help you execute your 2020 goals now. Let's be honest, if you think back on your goals for this year, did you get a lot less done than you anticipated? That's why Planner Palooza is designed to give you what you need to put a strong plan in place for 2020, but we don't leave you hanging. There's an entire challenge component where after every single workshop, you can execute exactly what you want to happen in 2020 starting right away. All right. In order to get signed up, go to dailysuccessroutine.com and click the Planner Palooza button to get all of the details. Planner Palooza is starting on November 12th. So get signed up. Spaces are going to fill up fast. As soon as you join, you'll get all of the information on and exactly what you need to prepare to participate in the Planner Palooza Challenge. So if you want to make 2020 the best year that you've had in your business yet, then go ahead and get signed up by going to dailysuccessroutine.com and click on Planner Palooza to join the Execute Your Goals Challenge.
Daily success, daily success. And the week ahead, be excellent.
It's no secret that running a business by nature has a lot of ups and downs. You can have several great revenue months and then your highest paying client's budget completely dries up. And you probably feel like you might want to hide under the covers. Trust me, I have been there. It takes a special kind of person to manage those ebbs and flows that happen in business. Building a business is not for everyone, especially the faint of heart. But what do you do when you hit an emotional low? Today, I'm going to share how to bounce back quickly. I'm going to give you actual strategies that I've used and that I teach my clients. You might think that it will not work for you, but I dare you to try it for 30 days. You will see significant results and you'll start to see changes immediately, like in a week or two. So significant results in 30 days and changes immediately. Trust me, I've used these strategies more than once and they work. I remember years ago having a client in my business, having a really good book of strategic clients. Let's say I had, maybe it was about 5 clients that I had working with me on a retainer basis. And, I was bringing in great money on a monthly basis. Well, a few of those client contracts were coming to an end. And then my biggest client, right, the one with the largest retainer, was paid by a government organization who decided to put a freeze on their budget. So I did not receive that retainer check that my business was essentially depending on for months. It was probably 4 or 5 months before I got paid. Insane, right? Have you ever been in that position where, revenues that you were banking on coming in didn't happen? Let me tell you, I hit an emotional low. I was so frustrated. I kept trying to, have conversations with the director and understand when exactly they were going to pay our business. And they weren't being 100% honest at first. At first it was just a delay. And then the delay became, the budget cuts you've been hearing about on TV, we're experiencing them. So I want you to know how to deal with these, high highs and sometimes low lows that can happen that will show up for you and your business so that you can not have those lows be so low that you struggle to recover, you stay stuck for a really long time, you're able to sort of get back in the game and turn things around. All right. So we're going to jump into 5 quick ways that you can overcome an emotional low in business. All right, the first way is adopting a gratitude practice. It's important to understand that a lot of times when you're feeling like you're frustrated in your business, things aren't going as planned, you're feeling like you're not where you want to be, you've been working very hard and not seeing the results. Entrepreneurs are often future focused. We're just future focused people. We're thinking about the vision that we're trying to create, the impact that we want to create, the people that we want to help, what we're working towards. And that intense focus on the future can make you feel extremely dissatisfied with the present. When you're extremely future focused and you're dissatisfied with the present, it creates this gap. It creates this emotional gap in your business, in the way that you're approaching your business. And in that gap, you can find misery, you can find frustration, you can find overwhelm about what's going on. So practicing or having an ongoing gratitude practice will help you to stay focused on the present moment. What is working right now? What is going well in your life right now? What is going well in your business, so that you're not just focused on the difference between where you are right now and where you want to be. I recommend keeping this gratitude practice as simple as possible. So one way that you might do this is, as soon as you wake up, even before you open your eyes, you say 3 things that you're grateful for. What are 3 things that you feel good about in your life right now? What are 3 things you feel good about in your business? I like going a step further and actually writing it down. There was a point in my life where I was sort of saying things that I was grateful for, and I found that I got bigger results when I wrote it down. So every day you can come up with, what are the 3 things that I'm grateful for? I like pulling those things from something that happened the day before. So if you're writing about general things like, oh, I'm really thankful that I'm alive today, or I'm in my right mind, or that I have all my limbs, like those are all awesome things to be thankful for. But I think over time, you can start to feel like you're running out of things to say. So I like looking for things that happen within that day or that happened the day before that are immediate, like new things that you're thankful for. Maybe you had an amazing lunch with a friend that you really care about, or you had a phone conversation with someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, or, maybe you have been working really hard to train a new employee and they really got something done during that day, or you can see the results of the training and the time that you've been investing into getting that team member on board is finally paying off, right? So think about things that have immediately happened. It's so important to appreciate where you are right now and have a deep emotional level. Like that gratitude practice is about you trying to generate this deep emotional level of gratitude for what is happening in your life and your business currently, instead of always being focused on where you want to go. All right, the second way to overcome an emotional low in business is to do fun things. Now, if you're a regular listener to the Daily Success Show, you've probably heard me talk about this practice before. Inside of the Daily Success Routine Planner, we have this area called Mission Control. Mission Control is your weekly check-in. And in that weekly check-in, there's an area called the happiness meter. Even if you have a Daily Success Routine weekly planning pad, there's a section called the happiness meter. Now, if you are checking in on your personal happiness once a week and you notice like, okay, out of 5, I'm at a 2 or a 3 on an ongoing basis, then it's a sign that, your fun meter might be low. Like you're not necessarily feeling very joyful right now. And so the prescription for that, right? What you want to do is start having more fun. Knowing that you're not joyful, that you're dissatisfied, you're jaded, you're snarky and pessimistic is a surefire sign it's time to have more fun. Now, you might be putting off having fun because you feel like you haven't deserved a break. There's so much work to do and you don't feel like you've done enough to earn time off or earn doing something that is not a pure work activity, or doing something that's for fun, or maybe you haven't hit your revenue goal for the quarter or for the month or for the week yet. And so you're also feeling a little bit nervous about even spending any money to go out because you feel like you haven't hit your desired revenue results yet. Now, when I was at a point of lacking joy, I had started this weekly practice, and I teach this to my clients and it works. So here's what you do when it comes to 3 fun things. You want to explore what might be going on in your city. So look for the list. I'm based in Philadelphia right now, and in our city, we have a website called You Wish You Knew. So it's like the letter U and then wish, WISH, the letter U and then new, KNEW. You Wish You Knew. And on that website, it always has tons of events that are going on, majority which are free events. Or maybe in your city, you have a fun guide, or you have a community district that puts on all sorts of local programs. See what's happening in your local area that you might be able to go to on a weekly basis. Now, when I do my 3 fun things practice, let me give you some examples of what might happen. Let's just say in a week, I might decide that I'm going to go to see a story slam on a Monday night, and then maybe on Wednesday night, I might do a visit with my family, go check out my mom and my sister, my nieces and nephews, see what's going on with them, or check out my dad and see what he's up to. Or I might have an event on a Friday night. Maybe I'm going to treat myself to dinner or out to a movie, or maybe I even decide that I want to invite a friend along, and that's totally fine. The key with your 3 fun things is they're meant for you. They do not require anyone else. So let's just say on Friday, if you're deciding that you're going to go check out a movie, you can totally say to a friend or your partner or a significant other, hey, I'm going to go see this movie this weekend. Would you like to go with me? So you're already deciding that you're doing this no matter what. Like, it's not contingent upon anybody else going. It's you making sure that you have in your fun. All right. So you see how that works. So I want you to think about, if your fun meter is low, if you are not in a joyful place right now, then add some fun to your week. The practice of 3 fun things is going to make a grave difference in your life. Trust me, even though you're worried about taking the time away from the business, not doing things that need to get done, it is going to help you, because stepping away gives you perspective. It allows you to be at that 10,000 foot view of your business. You will generate creative ideas. Being in a different environment will spark ways to solve problems. Solutions will come to you while you're walking down the street and doing other things, or in the car driving. So trust me, stepping away, doing these 3 fun things is not only going to increase your personal happiness and emotional well-being, it's also going to help you to resolve the problem, get to the next level, be able to think more creatively and strategically in your business. All right, the third way to quickly overcome an emotional low is to stop being self-focused. So if you're caught in a not enough story where you feel like you don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, all these things are going wrong, why is your life this way? How could this happen to you? Right? Like all these things that could be on your mind, all you're thinking about is you, then you're not focused on your clients. You're not focused on how you can help them, how you can add value in their life. People can sense your energy. If you've ever had a friend or a significant other, or even your kids have looked at you and said, mommy, what's wrong? Like they're just seeing you sitting there with that stank look on your face, right? And they're like, mommy, what's wrong? Right? It's on your face. And if they can see it, your potential clients can see it too. And you have to realize positive people are not attracted to negative energy. So if you're frustrated and feeling like you aren't bringing in the clients you need to bring in, or you're not getting the right number of people to sign up with work with you, then this is the first thing to change. Okay. So one practice that you can use to stop being self-focused is to send love notes. Send love notes to your current clients. You can do that, via a thank you card. You can do that in an email. You can do that via snail mail. Check on them. Make sure that they feel heard, seen, thought of, loved. I am always thinking about my clients, and especially our members in the Achievers Club Mastermind. So I'll just be in the shower and have an idea for one of our members' businesses. And so I'll put together a little quick video and send it to them through their daily success dashboard, or send them a couple of things to think about, or send them, a cheat sheet or an idea or a link or an article that can help them in their business. So when you are feeling that extreme level, you feel your energy is very self-focused, I want you to think about how can you change the focus from you to your people, right? How can you serve your tribe more? How can you love on your people more? How can you love on your clients more? And shift your thinking from being all about you to all about them and the value that you can create for them. All right, way number 4 is interrupt your thought patterns. Now, this may sound a little woo if you're someone that doesn't like talking about the emotional side of being in business, or maybe you don't like talking about your emotions at all. If you're a super hardcore strategy person, hang in there with me, because this works when I'm talking about changing your thought patterns. This is the stuff that many business owners that are achieving high levels of success are not talking about. Your thoughts control your feelings. And if you have ever had the experience of waking up and feeling sad, or waking up and feeling angry or anxious or frustrated or overwhelmed, the day hasn't even started yet, nothing's happened to upset you, but you have started your day, waking up with this emotional hangover, right? You just feel sort of heavy. Our brains are constantly working, even when we're sleeping. And the lucky thing for us that they are wired for us to win, but you must give it good information. And so if you're spending a lot of your time thinking about all the reasons why you can't do something, you can't get the right clients, you can't get to the next level, it's not helpful. And so you have to begin to reverse these thoughts, change your thought patterns, interrupt these thought patterns so that you can get to thought patterns that are serving you a lot more, that are getting you to your desired results. Now, I first became aware of the idea of interrupting my thoughts as a young woman, maybe in, high school or even college. I started hearing about some of this, but it wasn't actually until much, much later in my adult life where I understood this in a more formalized way. So I found out about this female entrepreneur and author, a woman named Byron Katie, who developed this process that she refers to as the work. Okay. And so I'll link to Byron Katie's website in the show notes. But what happens is, in the work, she teaches people how to manage their thoughts. She has these amazing videos, so definitely check out a lot of her videos on her website or even on YouTube, where people are having these limiting thoughts. Let's just say a person might feel like people don't think I'm pretty, and so they don't want to be my clients, right? That might be a thought that somebody has, or I live in a small town, and so nobody's going to want to work with me. And so she teaches you how to sort of do this inquiry around whether or not this thought is actually true. Like, is there any evidence to support this thought? What often happens is a person can't come up with any evidence that really, strongly supports the thought. And then she teaches you how to reverse the thought. So instead of thinking, I live in a small town, and so that's why it's difficult to get clients, you would reverse the thought that says, because I live in a small town, it can be easy for me to get clients, or I can attract clients easily because I live in a small town, right? So it's changing and reversing the thought and taking a new approach to it. If you're interested in going deeper in this work, I really recommend that you check her out. There's also someone else I would recommend who's very strong in the realm of thought work, and that is Brooke Castillo. Brooke Castillo is the founder of a business called the Life Coach School. She teaches a practice called the model. So this is a practice that she developed, which basically helps people to think about how circumstances that they're experiencing are impacting their thoughts, are impacting their feelings, are impacting their actions, and impacting the results that they get. So she's teaching, like, sort of, once you know that your circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, and results are all aligned, you can change any one of those areas to be able to create a different result. So for today's action guide on the show, we put together a handout which shows you the model, this CTFAR practice that you can use to clean up your thoughts, to reverse your thoughts, to not have these negative or unhelpful thoughts, or, sort of what I learned in my process. I have studied cognitive behavioral therapy, and in cognitive behavioral therapy, they call it like a thought error. Like, you have an error on your computer, like it's just a thought error. So go download the action guide. And in the show notes, I'm also going to ask the team to link to one of Brooke's videos where she sort of walks you through exactly how to utilize the model to change your thoughts, to create helpful thoughts. And then you can download the action guide. It'll help you to do that. All right. So I want you to take away from number 4, essentially, that thought work is critical. It is critical. I always say that entrepreneurship is the best business development work that you can do, is the best personal development work that you can do. And your business can only grow as much as you do, right? So when you are hitting capacity constraints in your business that are impacting your growth, 9 times out of 10, it's a way that you, as the leader of the business, need to grow. You need to stretch yourself. You need to have an insight that will allow you to get that business to that next milestone. All right. So that's number 4. And then number 5, probably, one of the easiest to implement of them all, at least from my perspective, but it may not be easy for you. This is praying. Okay. So let's keep it real. Entrepreneurship can get you a whole lot better aligned with your prayer life, right? Because everything doesn't always go well all the time. And there's challenges that you face. And there's just a lot of, moving pieces in running a business. And so if you have a spiritual or religious practice, then praying is certainly a way to help you overcome that emotional low, right? Sort of connecting with, some Bible verses, or, whatever it is for you spiritually that's going to get you connected. If you do not have any sort of religious belief or affiliation, then maybe meditation is the thing that you're doing instead of prayer. Maybe it's affirmation is the thing that you're doing instead of prayer. Maybe it's visualization is the thing that you're doing instead of prayer. Or heck, you can add any of those things on, alongside of the things that we talked about. But trust me, utilizing these strategies are very quick ways. I cannot underscore enough how fast you will start seeing the results, especially if you are doing these different things together, right? If you have a day where you are practicing gratitude, making sure that you're not self-focused, right? So showing love to your clients, to your people, to your community, to your audience. You are interrupting negative thought patterns, and you are, being prayerful about things that you want to create in your life. You will be like, oh my gosh, there's some magic happening. Like, it's going to start to shift your energy really quick. You cannot attract your ideal people from that, place of negativity, right? Like, you have to have your energy freed up enough that you can attracting your ideal people. Now, don't get me wrong, and we should absolutely talk about this on a future episode of the Daily Success Show. Even when you are in an emotional low, you can still get results. You don't have to be on an emotional high, like feeling like everything's great and perfect and, there's rainbows and, no, it does not have to be that way for you to get big results in your business. If you are working on yourself, when you're in that low place, when you're in that dark place, when you're feeling pessimistic or stagnated in your business, if you are doing this work on yourself, you will still generate results. If you are just focused on the right activity, right, which is going to be your MMA, your money making activities. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I mention money making activities, then you absolutely need to go check out the episode that we did on money making activities for the Daily Success Show, where you can find out the exact reasons why you need to be focused on money making activities and what some of those activities are. Okay, so that's episode 33 of the Daily Success Show. So if you go to dailysuccessroutine.com/EP33, you can check out the episode on money making activities. All right, so let's go over these 5 ways to overcome an emotional low in business. 1 is using a daily gratitude practice. Okay, number 2 is adding 3 fun things in your week on your calendar that you deliver on that do not require anyone else. Okay, 3 fun things. Number 3 is to stop being self-focused. You focused on your people, your audience, your clients. You get out of your own head and into their head, into creating value for them. Okay. Number 4 is to interrupt your thought patterns. And I gave you some tools to do that, right? Number 1 is you can utilize your daily success routine planner or your weekly planning pad to check in on your personal happiness. So if you know you're starting to get at that emotional low, like your happiness meter is low, then that's a sign that you need to start doing these things, right? Because sometimes we get to a good place and then we're like, yes, I'm good. I had a good day. I had a good 2 days. I had a good 3 days. And then something goes wrong, slaps you upside the head, and you're back under the covers, right? You ready to go back into hiding again, right? Or like just going in the cave, not wanting to be bothered with people. And we don't want that for you. So, utilize those tools to be able to check in on your personal happiness, check out the resources that I mentioned around the work and the model that can help you to develop better thought patterns. And then finally, utilize a spiritual practice, prayer, meditation, visualization to connect with a higher purpose, a higher why, a higher reason for the work that you're doing, for the work that you're creating in the world, for the people that you're serving, so that you can be reminded of why this is so important. So you can be reminded of the difference that you are making and can make. All right. So that is how to overcome an emotional low in business. Now it's action taking time. I want you to go download your action guide for today's session, which is the worksheet, which will help you with your thought work, all about the model. Then I want you to take a look at the links that we set up. You can find those links on our website at dailysuccessroutine.com/EP35. We'll get the links to learn about the work, to learn about the model. That's Byron Katie and Brooke Castillo that I mentioned, to check out how to improve your thought work. Decide which of these things you're going to start with, right? So as I mentioned, all of these things work really great in tandem. But if you are not able to implement them all, that's fine. Start with one. And if you're wondering which one to start with, I would start with the gratitude practice. Getting centered in the where you are, being thankful in a deep, emotional, rooted way about where you are, right? Because if you're a spiritual person, 9 times out of 10, you already have a practice around prayer or meditation. And if you fell off with it, you can get back into that. But the biggest way to change your energy is get really thankful for where you are right now. Then if you're wondering about, okay, what else could I do next? Then I would say stop being self-focused and really show that love to your clients and then start interrupting those thought patterns, right? It's going to take time to change your thoughts, to change your feelings, the way, especially if you have some deep rooted, like core beliefs that are negative, right? Like if you have ever felt like you're not enough, you're not good enough. If you have these deep rooted things, it could be a little bit more challenging for you to change those thoughts. But trust me, doing these practices are absolutely going to help you in a very quick way overcome your emotional low. Okay, so the final action that I want you to take, besides downloading the action guide and checking out the links that we created for you, you can find them on the website, dailysuccessroutine.com/EP35. The final step that I want you to take is to send me a note and let me know which one of these practices you're going to put in place first. All right. So you can do that by sending me an email, hello@dailysuccessroutine.com. We promise to read every single email. So tell me which practice you're going to put in place, which resonated with you the most, or you can share inside of our private Facebook group, the Success Squad, or tag us on Instagram at Daily Success Routine and let me know which one of these you're going to put in place right away. All right. I cannot wait to hear how this helps you, what you learn from overcoming your emotional lows, and all the amazing things that you're going to create in your life and business, because you have the ability to get back up when you get knocked down. Like, you are resilient, you are powerful, you can do hard things, and now you have the tools that it's going to take you to get back up. Hey, we don't have to wait until the next episode to hang out. So the next time you're on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, type Jamila Payne or Daily Success Routine into the search bar, and you'll find more great tips, inspiration, and ideas to help you get organized, productive, and live your dream life.
Daily success, daily success. Plan the week ahead, be excellent. Make money moves, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. You better go get yours.